to another Becoming the Product episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Monday. And this is Naya, your host. I hope your week has started out fine. And in today's episode, we're doing another Learning the Basics episode where I just talk about certain product management concepts. And today's topic is the Product Development Lifecycle, which is a process that guides the creation, the development, and the management of a product from the initial concept, like from the time you got the idea of the product to its launch. So, from ideation to launch, basically. And this is a very important aspect in product management. And there are actually 7 stages to this life cycle. Now, this is 7 stages that I have come to learn about, but some people have it in different formats, in different order. But I believe this 7 stage takes you through the journey and it's easier to understand. Now, I have included an additional stage, but you will have to stay to the end to listen to it and to know it. So, the first stage is the ideation. So, like I said before, product development starts from idea. Everything starts with an idea. So, whether it's identifying a problem to solve or seizing an opportunity, this is what starts your ideation process. You ask questions like what problems need solving, what should we create? So you tend to brainstorm a lot in this stage so that you can identify what you want to solve. The second stage is the research. Now you've identified the problem, you need to validate that problem. So you ask questions like, is there a market for this? Is it feasible? So you research, you analyze the data you've gotten, and you use that to validate that this idea that we have identified, there is a market for it, there's demand for it, we're going to have users that would use it. So this takes us to the next stage, which is planning. In the planning stage is where you map out how you intend to turn your concept into a reality. So you ask questions like, what would this product that we're thinking, what would it do? How much time and money will it take to build it? What steps are needed to build this product? So it involves you defining goals, it involves you setting timelines, it involves you allocating resources and creating a roadmap for the development process. This is where you plan out everything you intend to do in the product development lifecycle. So now that we've planned, like I said, you've identified your idea, you've validated it, you've mapped out how you intend to build to do everything. We now come to the prototyping stage. Now, in this stage, what you're going to do is you're just going to build a basic version of your product. When I mean basic, like with the barest minimum, so that you're just trying to use it to test out your concepts that you've identified and the functionalities, how you intend it to work. You're just using that to test out your idea with your users. And you do all this before you actually build the main product, before you commit yourself to a full-scale development. You use it to test out everything. And that brings us to the next stage, which is testing. So after you've prototyped it, you've built something, be it a website, be it an application, you now test it out, you put it out there. It's crucial because your product needs to go through this examination so that you can identify bugs, so that you can fix it. The features that you've thought about including, you are refining them based on the response you get. And as usual, user feedback is collected for improvements. You just need to understand that there's no product that is perfect on the first try, so you keep testing until you've identified and fixed every issue that has been located. The next stage is development. Now you've tested your prototype, you've fixed all the bugs, you've refined your features, you now develop the product. This is where the magic happens. Your designers and your developers, they take the concepts with everything you've identified and they use that to build the actual product. You ask questions like, is it now free of all the bugs I've identified? Is this how we want the product to look based on the user feedback we've gotten? Is it working smoothly? Is it working effectively? So this is where you develop the actual product and you get ready for the next stage, which is launch. And that's the last stage as well. So in launching, it involves marketing strategies. It involves you reaching out to your target audience and making the product publicly available. So you release the product to the world, you market, you promote to reach the target users that you've identified during your researching phase, and you gather feedback and you learn a lot from that feedback. You learn things like what your users like and what they dislike, and you use all that to improve your product based on your user needs. So with that, we've come to the seventh stage, but there's one more additional stage, which is what I like to call the post-launch. This is where you monitor how that product is doing. You look at your metrics, you monitor your metrics, you monitor how users interact with your product, you address any issues that may arise based on the feedback you've gotten. You also make updates and enhancements based on those feedbacks as well. So one thing you should know is that your product development lifecycle is a continuous lifecycle. Each stage informs the next. So when you get to the product launch, post-launch, and you've identified issues there, for instance, you now go back to ideation again. You map out how you intend to solve that issue. You research to be sure that it's okay. You plan how you intend to move it out. You prototype, you test, you develop, and you launch again. So you should understand that it is a continuous cycle, but this always ensures that your product thrives and that it's delivering the value that it promised to your users. So thank you guys so much for listening today. I always appreciate your feedback, and you can send a DM, you can send a voice message on Spotify if you want to actually have me listen to your voice. And thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good week.